Hey you guys, it's your girl Jade and welcome to another episode of Cranium Juice here on the Juice Box. Okay, now this week's episode is all about manifestation, and this is actually one of my favorite topics, so I'm really excited that I had the inspiration to do this video. Now, a lot of people speak on manifestation as if it's a new thing. Or when they speak of manifestation, they only speak on manifesting their dreams as if we aren't manifesting everything that's happening in our life to this very point, to this very moment that you're watching this video. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that everything that has happened to you, you have manifested it. Whether it was a bad situation, whether it was a good situation, you manifested. So please do not think of manifestation in a one-minded perspective, because everyone loves to make videos about this is how you manifest your dreams. First, you visualize it. Then you focus all your intentions on it, and then voila, you're living your dream life. Bro, do you not realize that you manifested your whole life? You are actively in a state of manifestation from the time that you were born. Okay? So let's just get that out the way. One thing it is important to also understand is that this is how you manifest. Those people aren't wrong when they tell you, like, certain parts of what they are saying is completely true. How do you manifest something? First, it starts with the thought. Then how you feel about that thought is the weight that pushes the thought into creation. And we have to realize that when we go through certain things, or let's just say our parents could mold us into having certain thoughts or seeing the world through a specific lens. So whatever they learned, if you grew up with your parents or whoever you grew up with, they molded you. Okay, they molded your mind, because that's how you control a person, is with their mind. But they didn't, I'm sure they did, they knew that they were molding you, because most parents want you to be like them. So however they saw the world, that's most likely how you will see the world. But your parents are not the only people that mold you. The television, it molds you. You watch certain things on TV and you think that's how it is, and that's not actually how it is in all cases. You go to your job molds you. Okay, everything around you is molding you to see the world from their perspective. So one thing that's important when you grow up is for you to detox and to try to really reconnect to your true self. Okay, try to forget everything that you learned. We are supposed to unlearn all of those things because you don't know who you are. Everybody else has pushed all these ideals and these beliefs on you, so you don't even know what you believe for real. Another thing that I feel is very interesting is that when you meet another person, that is literally the definition of two worlds colliding. Because whatever you have manifested throughout your whole life experience, your world is colliding with whatever they have manifested in their whole life experience. Okay, so every experience makes you who you are. So there are no bad experiences, of course there are good experiences, but there are no bad experiences. If you had a bad experience, maybe that was just a lesson that you had to learn at that one point in time. So if I grew up understanding manifestation at its fullest, and I grew up trying to connect to, everything that is good in the world, and not trying to follow the negative things or the lower vibrations, then my manifestations will be completely different than yours. I'm not saying that I grew up in that mind state, understanding manifestation at its fullest. But if another person grew up giving into their lower desires, or only seeing the world through a negative light, or just having the woe is me mindset, not being an optimist, being a pessimist, then that person would manifest completely different experiences in their life. So thus, when the worlds collide, it's like the two people do not understand each other. And they don't really know why they don't understand each other. It's like when you get in a relationship and you're only attracted to the outside of the person. Once you really get to know that person and you two aren't compatible, it's like you don't understand why. It's like, I like this person so much, but why aren't we compatible? Because you are manifesting two different lives. Another very important thing to understand in the manifestation process is if you want to change, then you always have the ability to do that, because you are manifesting exactly what you want. So if I choose today or tomorrow to change my ways, say if I was completely given into my lower desires, things that did not benefit me or my elevation, and I decided, let me stop giving into these tendencies. Let me try to be better, or let me see my wrongs and accept my wrongs and make those changes so that I can elevate higher. You have the ability to do that. When people do not do that, they will continue to manifest the same circumstances over and over and over again. Thus, those movies I can't remember the specific name of the movies, but you know the movies when people wake up and they relive the same day over and over. Movies imitate real life, okay? Art imitates life, okay? So people don't just get these ideas for movies from nowhere at all. They actually draw from the real experiences they had. So people who are manifesting the same experiences over and over again, that's where the inspiration from those movies came from. You have to relive the same day of your life until you get it right. Thus, you have to be an optimist in this life rather than a pessimist. If something bad happens to you, you always got to remember, well, there's always a silver lining. Well, anything can change. God is in control, okay? So, and God gave us all free will. And that's like, if you believe the truth of it all, or if you seek the truth, then you'll have more understanding of how life works, okay? So I understand that God is in control of my entire life, that it's probably already written. So it probably was meant for me to go through any of my past experiences for me to develop and grow into the person that I am becoming. And what I didn't know last year, I know now only because every single thing happened to me last year. So those that have nothing to believe in, that they have no faith. Thus, they are pessimistic, and they only can see their struggles that are happening at the current circumstance. So they can't even foresee that things may take a turn in a positive direction, because they're only focused on the negatives in the now. So what everyone really needs to understand about manifestation is that you are constantly manifesting. Every thought that you have, every feeling that you put behind that thought, you are constantly manifesting your entire life. You are attracting the people into your life, okay? And you're attracting all of your life's experiences. So the choice is always up to you. And even if you say you attract someone in your life that tries to take advantage of you, or that, doesn't necessarily agree with where you think you are at that moment, you still have the power to use your discernment and say, hey, listen, we are not compatible, and move that person out of your life. You don't have to have everyone stay in your life and suck on your energy. Also, be optimistic. Don't be pessimistic, because when you're pessimistic, you just attract other pessimistic people. You will live in your own sorrow, and I'd rather not live in my own, misery. I'd rather pull myself up out of that situation so that I can be joyous so that I can attract better things. Okay, and if you happen to notice that, hey, that person seems to get everything they want, well, maybe it's because they're focused on what they want and they are actually happy in their mind and they believe that they can achieve those things, and thus it comes right up to them. So that's like another really important thing to remember. Lastly, it's not enough to just say certain things and to post certain things on your Instagram if you aren't actually walking in the ways and if you aren't actually believing it. So if you are constantly posting all these positive quotes and you aren't actually being positive in your actual real life, then it's not going to work. You aren't going to manifest what you desire. If you are out here not being grateful for what you already have, you probably aren't going to manifest anything new because you aren't grateful for what you already do have. If you treating other people like crap and like you're better than them, then you're going to get that same treatment right back to you. So it's important to actually live the things that you speak, because if you're just putting on a show, you can't fool the Most High. He knows your heart. He created you. He stitched you together, like literally. He knows every inch of your body. So if you think that you're fooling anybody, you're only fooling yourself. Thus, you will get handed back exactly what you dished out. Anything that happens in the dark always comes to the light. So that's another important thing to remember, because you could be canceling out your own blessings because you think no one can see you doing these, evil things, but it's always seen. Okay, so this has been another episode of Cranium Juice here on the Juice Box. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week with a new topic. Peace.